let's bring back decorum in the church. Okay, please, let's bring back decorum in the church, okay? Because if Paul was alive...
Now, this all might look nice and dandy and so forth. You guys are speaking about going and getting the bag and what...
We need some of the old saints back. We need some of those old saints that would snap on you for when your jeans in church.
A lot of people are concerned with...
So, I was typing up, finishing a script for a video I was about to drop this week. And I came across this news on my feed and I thought, why not cover this? Pastor M Todd and his Transformation Church's album release party. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen some of the news that's been circulating around. And, it had quite a few questionable things going on. Everybody dressed in red, the flashing lights, the large production, the Cybertruck, and of course a lot of CHH artists were involved through different performances throughout the night. So everybody from Miles Minnick to Alex Jean, Paris Chariz, and more artists. And before I go any further, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Pastor M Todd and kind of just a bit of my thoughts about him, just because I've seen a lot of videos just calling him out and people calling him a heretic and everything like that. Others who just staunchly defend him and his preaching and just how he goes about things. And to be honest, my experience, because I can't speak much because I'm not someone who's gone to Transformation Church, but I have heard stories and testimonies of people who have gone to his church. People seem to come out with a pretty good experience, a pretty good sense of who he is. When I first heard about M Todd, there weren't too many things that were really sticking out to me that were like red flags. A lot of things were more so, I wouldn't say suspect, but just more so maybe unhinged. But nothing too crazy for me to really at that time say that his stuff was more on just the red flag side of things when it comes to his preaching. Until, little by little, I came across certain things like, the incident where he spat on someone, the incident where he poured syrup on the Bible, jumping on a trampoline in church. And then when he invited Tim Ross, when he came up and he gave this line,
"We don't make it rain on booty cheeks. We don't make it rain on strippers. We only reverence one stripper, and that's the one that took off glory to put on humanity and then get butt naked." What did I just see? What did I just see?
I don't see any problem with saying that, but the issue is the second half of that statement. I don't see any issue with the first part, but come on, man. Don't do this to me, bro. It's I really want to defend this man, but at the same time, I just can't. Overall, my view and my stance on M Todd, I want to say it went from someone who didn't really see an issue with him to someone who really gave him the benefit of the doubt to overall over time just kind of teetering on I have a hard time defending this guy's actions. A lot of what I see nowadays I find are borderline suspect in terms of what's being preached, but then again, that is my opinion. I know other people who go to Transformation Church, they've had great testimonies. If there's anyone that does go to this church, I would like to know your experience in the comment section of what kind of church and what kind of person Pastor M Todd is, because obviously from people's personal experiences, things just aren't as black and white. But from what I see, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just I'm having a hard time buying into what he teaches people. Now, one point that I definitely wanted to bring up that I thought was interesting is just M Todd's, I guess, seemingly just passion for music. This is something, music is nothing new to M Todd, at least if you're optically seeing it just online through social media. He seems to be quite involved with Christian rappers, worship artists, so many different lanes and genres of music. You can tell he's really passionate about it. In fact, you can hear it in his album, which I listened a bit to, and he does talk about it in, I guess, at the beginning of this whole video from this whole performance. And I personally don't really take issue with this, just because this is not something new to other people who do this, right? When it comes to to Marcus Rogers, I mean, he's a pastor who on the side, you know, he'll make music, right? He'll perform it, you know, at his church or I don't know wherever else he performs it. But in the midst of people pointing out wrong and error in what he's doing, I think it's important to realize that it's not like Pastor Mike Todd is the only person that does this. And I don't believe that it's inherently wrong to even do ministry, be a preacher, and not also want to make music if that is something you naturally like to do. Though again, everybody's intent is different. Everyone has a different reason for why they do this. Another thing too, I will say is when it came to this whole thing, to be honest, I don't have an issue if this were to be done like on a different day of the week. Personally for me, like if this is done on a Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, I don't have an issue because I do believe that part of what a church is supposed to do is to be involved in the community, whether if it's, you know, within its own members, its own body, or just outside of, you know, its own four walls. A church is supposed to be more than just a Sunday service. And it's great to see people expressing their use and their gifts for what God has given them. So, you know, for me, if you were to do like an album party release or performance on a Friday night at the church, given that it's God honoring, I don't see an issue with that. However, you know, in this case, I won't lie, this does kind of look bad. I do believe from what I've seen being told, this was done on a Sunday night, which obviously it's not like, you know, within the context of, I guess, like a Sunday morning service. But regardless, to be honest, when you're a church of that size and scale, you're rolling in like cyber trucks and, you know, everybody's kind of wearing red. So, you know, people might take it too far and hyper spiritualize or hyper symbolize things. To be honest, in my opinion, it's not the best look when it comes to reaching people with the gospel and really showing people who aren't involved in church, what type of church is this? What type of body are you? And so, you know, for me, this is where it kind of teeters into like red flag territory. If the whole purpose was to showcase and, you know, do an album release for your music, I think a lot more thought into the messaging of how this could look on the outside could have definitely been paid more attention to. But then again, you know, that's just me. I'm not trying to be no hater. I'm just expressing my honest thoughts from what I see. And really more so like not express this as hate, but really just as a concern, just because when you scale a church to this massive size, the concerns of maybe it being better to scale down versus, I don't know, making this look like, when I look at this looks like a whole Grammy performance. If I mean, like this looks like the VMAs in 2009. If y'all don't know about the VMAs, man, like this literally looks like the VMA Awards. Which is kind of like my issue with it, to be honest. But I mean, yeah, again, going back to my point, I don't really see an issue with doing this as a part of ministry. But again, the packaging of how this looks, there's a lot of red flags in there, I won't lie. And I mean, for the artists involved, I mean, like I saw in the comment section, like people were concerned about like a lot of these artists that were, you know, involved in this performance, how concerned they are for them and how maybe this is not the best look. Particularly, I saw a lot of comments toward Alex Jean. I saw a lot of comments about him and other artists as well. This is probably not the best look. I don't know. But then again, I don't know Mike Todd. I don't know him personally. I don't know if I would have done this myself. But I mean, you guys let me know, like, would you guys have done this yourself? Y'all let me know in the comments. Yeah. If you were a Christian rapper or R&B artist, would you have pulled up to Pastor Mike Todd's Transformation Church to perform this live album with him? Y'all let me know below in the comments. Personally, I wouldn't have done it, but I know other people may have a different outcome or answer with that. But me, man, on a big stage like that, I think I'm just gonna stay away from the cyber trucks and everything like that. But that's just me, though. That's just me. Y'all let me know below in the comments what you guys think, and we will take off and see you in our next video. Take care.
Time to pop off with the gang. My honors in my name. Got crosses on my body. I stamped it on my chain. I'm linked in with the greatest. I'll put you up on game. Pull up from D like Dane. I pop off like